National Protection of Human Rights. Do you know what human rights is? No.
I've heard it.
Human rights, right? Yeah. Probably.
No, somebody.
Somebody?
I forgot.
You can. Yes. Human rights. There is respect for the people. Human rights. Okay. And popular sovereignty is Article 1 of Constitution of Japan. So, popular sovereignty.
Popular
Popular. Sovereignty. I think spelling will be this. No. Wait. In Japanese. The meaning may be difficult. It's 国民主権。That's 国民主権。国民主権 is in Japanese. Should I say or right now? Right now. Okay. 国民主権 means people say that today Japan is an aging society with a declining birth rate and fewer young people. So, not Asian,
Asian.
Asian society is like 高齢者、高齢者社会、少子高齢化社会。So, children's getting the children's birth rate is getting lower, but elders, old people, are a lot. So this creates quite disadvantage in elections. Even if young people go to elections, they cannot be the current number of elected people, and we often hear advertisements telling young people to go to elections. You know, like some new like televisions or smartphones. You see that not old people, but like kind of like 50, 60 years. People say, young people, go to vote. Kind of, yeah, you maybe see. But they always say that. But we can't beat the numbers of people who are elders because young people are. Yeah, also don't go, but the young people populations is lower than elders, right? So young people's number can't beat the elders. So even with low voter turnout and lack of interest in elections, there is no prospect that the Japanese economy will improve. In other words, unless the current is no prospects that the Japanese economy will, Japanese economy will improve. In other words, unless the current election process is reformed, the opinions of young people will not be heard, and the society will only become one that suits the convenience of the old. If young people do not participate in politics, it is only a matter of time before they will not be able to receive pensions and will be unable to make a living in the future. It's kind of difficult. I will explain in it easily in English. So, most of people, young people, doesn't go to voting elections. Probably. So, in one perspective, young people are not interested in politics, but politics, seiji. Also, they think they can't beat the numbers of elders. So, as elders' opinions are always being at the government, is that equal, or is that good for us, good for young people? Probably not. For example, like pensions, and the will is like pension, Nenkin, right? It is said that, for example, when we get older to 60s, 70s, now there's like 60, 70 people receive Nenkin, but in the future, we maybe not can receive. So isn't it really difficult to live without pensions in the future? That's gonna be true in the future. So we must think about the politics, or we have to study about Japanese society. to make a movement to participate, to go to elections, or to make a make a voice to the representatives. Okay. And there are many ways to change the way we vote. There are many ways to think about life expectancy, but let's assume that maximum life expectancy for a human being is 125 years old. So, an easy way, I will say, people's jumyo that a maximum life will be 125 years old. Okay.
It's really old.
It's very old. Did you say? No, it's too old. If people can live 125 years old, just imagination. Okay. Yeah, it's not true, but like I mean, think about that. The number of votes is calculated by subtracting one's age from life expectancy limit of 125 years old. Yep. And so it means like, for example, a person who is now 20 years old, as I'm 22, maximum 125 years old, and I'm 20 years old,
105.
105. 105. You don't have to write down. Yes. So 100. So for example, that person who is 20 years old will have 105 votes, and the person who is next 90 years old.
25.
So 35 votes for 90 years. 90 years old. Either young people is the populations of younger people is lower than elders. Probably it's gonna be equal. The total of the elections number. Right. So however, in the long run, the number of votes each person has is the same, considering the ratio of population by age in aging society with a declining birth rate. Yep. Okay. And the second proposal is to make election not about voting for a person, but for against a policy proposal. Yeah. For example, as you hear that the car driven in front of here, in front of our class. So tomorrow, what is the day? Do you know what the day is? What do they have tomorrow? They have Saitama citizen. Yes, not citizens. I think like Saitama citizens representative elections. Saitama Shichou Senkyo. Right? Do you know there's a posters in your around the house already? Even if in front of your elementary school. Oh, right. So tomorrow is the Saitama mayoral elections, and the last time the turnout was less than 30%. Only 30% of Saitama citizens went to voting. Isn't that really low? 30% did not go to polls because some people think that town will not change no matter who is elected. Some people who have been voting for the same mayor for 16 years and are fine with that person again, and others have no interest in any candidates or do not any or do not do any research. They don't have any interest in candidates. They don't do any research. The main reason may be that they don't research even though they have everything to do so. And they don't go to elections because they are not interested in the people. If this isn't the case, I think that this election are held to decide whether people are for or against the policy. It will reduce that what we think is necessary in our lives and wasteful use of taxpayers' money. As long as we are democratic nations, we should not be citizens who are swayed by our legislators and representatives, but rather we should actively participate in politics. And that last part was kind of difficult, but do you understand? Kind of. So, just what I wanted to say is I want you guys to research or to study about politics and participate to the elections. It's just my opinion, but so for example in Saitama mayoral elections, there are 5 people right now. There's no losers. One person is famous because he's already mayor of Shicho already, right? I won't say his name, but it's start from S. Mhm. And he already worked for 16 years. He worked for a mayor of Shicho for 16 years.
60.
16. 16. Wait, do you think he should continue to work for more 4 years or change or to make other people become a mayor?
What's new?
Shicho. Shicho.
So,
Yeah, like representative inside, like in the city. Understand? Okay. Got it. Okay, that's probably end of the democracy. Do you have any questions? Also, communism questions. Any questions? There's no questions. Do you understand? Also, questions. So thank you so much.